What's up, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, rideshare drivers all over the country, all over the world? I want to talk about something real quick. I'm a driver, but sometimes I'm not in the area, and my wife might choose to use Uber or Lyft. And I've used Uber and Lyft as a passenger, and I have lots of passengers that use the apps that have all experienced the same thing. You get in the car and the driver complains that you didn't walk, or that you didn't take a bike or a train or a plane or a helicopter or drive your own car or walk on your hands to where you're going because you're not going that far away. The other day I had to do something. My wife took a Uber ride to work. That way she wouldn't be late, right? So the driver, this is like 2 miles from where we live, and the driver's pissed that he's not going to make that much money on the trip. And he says to my wife, "Why didn't you walk? It's not that far." Guess what kind of rating he got? He didn't get a 5, didn't get a 4. He either got a 2 or a 3 because he picked her up and he dropped her off where she was going. But he was a jerk. And I want to tell you something. In sales, in service, if your every sale or your every transaction needs to be a big one, then you shouldn't be in the rideshare business. You should be selling luxury homes or skyscrapers or huge apartment buildings or something like that. Because in the rideshare business, you're going to have fares where you make $40, $50 in one trip, but you're also going to have fares where you make $2 or $3 or $4 in one trip. That's part of the business. And if you want to be a 5-star driver, you have to know that that's part of the business. You have to have that expectation, and you have to accept that, and you have to be okay with that. And you have to understand the law of averages. So the law of averages means it'll all work out in the end. It'll all average out. So if you have 4 or 5 or 6 short trips today, don't worry. You'll get some long ones if you're driving smart, and it'll balance your fares out. Don't have a bad attitude as a driver, because like my wife, or like me as a rider, or like anybody else, you're going to get rated poorly if you complain that that person didn't walk. Like, how stupid is that? That's just retarded. So don't do that. Don't be a 3-star driver. Don't be a 1 or a 2-star driver. Don't even be a 4-star driver. Have a good attitude, have a good smile, make it your pleasure, make it your joy to serve somebody today, even if they're going 2 or 3 blocks away. Now, with that said, obviously you don't want to make a habit of driving lots of short trips or a few short trips. You want to make a habit of driving long trips. That means you need to figure out where your hot spots are, where you pick up trips, where you get long distance trips. So figure it out, man. It's business. It's your business. Figure it out. Drive smart and work hard. But people who get in your car to go a few blocks to a restaurant or a few blocks to work, or just down the street to their neighbor or their mother-in-law's house or wherever they're going, like, they're not a burden to you. They're not a nuisance to you. They're your client, they're your customer, they're your rider. And if you're smart, in that 1 or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes that you're in your vehicle, you could actually turn them into a 5-star rating. You could turn them into a tip above the fare. You could turn them into a repeat client or a customer when they're going somewhere else. So stop complaining. You're going to have short trips and you're going to have long trips. Just know that if you drive smart, it'll all work out in the end.